Hello, everybody. It is Vince Russo along with the Princess Noel Harlow. This is Spilling the Teen Mom Tea. Listen, this past week was kind of a clip show. It's the reason why we're not on podcast one this week, but we weren't going to miss a week. So we're going to up this on YouTube because I know, aside from the clip show, Noel has a lot of gossip, as she always does, about the Teen Mom franchise. What's going on today, Noel?
Hi, Vince. How is everybody today? Hello. We have some definite interesting information, and I am going to talk about a problem I have specifically with somebody on the Teen Mom cast, but I'm going to save that for later on. It's not good. She should be prepared.
Very nice. Well, let's look at this last episode before you get into the new news, and I mean, see if there's anything you wanted to discuss from the clip show. Now, the clip show wasn't the OG; it was Teen Mom 2. Obviously, they're getting prepared for a new season of Teen Mom 2, so that's why we had this week of kind of a preview, not a preview, but kind of a reminder,
refresher episode,
a refresher of everything that happened with Teen Mom 2 before we get into the new episode. So is there anything in specifically you'd like to speak about this week's episode?
There's actually a lot because some of it actually even ties into the rumors, because there was a huge blow up between a lot of people know Jenelle has a best friend, Tori, and Tori was shown at Jenelle's wedding with her boyfriend, asked to leave because her boyfriend couldn't keep his language straight. We're on YouTube, so I can say whatever I want, right?
Right.
Like I'm free to say, okay. What he was doing, according to Jenelle, aside from this episode where you saw the fight and you saw the security trying to remove him.
Be careful with the language specifically. So this way, I mean, because we put these YouTube shows up, and if people want to advertise on them, they can. If there's salty language, they can't. So
I don't want to be crude either. But he was talking about eating a certain part of someone's body in front of the little kids at the wedding. And I guess David's uncle had gotten angry because there were small children there, and he kept doing it over and over again. And obviously you could see he was drunk as hell, and his eyes were bloodshot and red, and they had to ask him to leave the wedding. So when we get to the rumors later, keep that in mind, because something major happened, and it involved pretty much everybody Jenelle has dated ever. Ever. And this blew up yesterday. After the episode, of course, everybody started going at this situation. Rumors are rumors.
You know what made me laugh about the Jenelle story? And this wasn't new because we had seen this before on the show. But I love the fact that her and David are sitting there and not admitting to the producers that she's freaking pregnant. Because here's the part that pisses me off about that. I'll tell you what it is. You were a nobody before, you signed a contract with MTV. Here's what you were before you signed a contract with MTV. You were a teen mom. That's all you were. I can't imagine. Let's take Noel and David, for instance. I cannot imagine what would have happened in Jenelle's life had she never become a part of the Teen Mom franchise. Okay, because the Teen Mom franchise, even though she was a mess and is still a mess, the Teen Mom franchise brought her something she never had, and that was money. Okay, David and her would not be living in the house they built. They would not have been able to build a house. Teen Mom bought her money. So now, you sign on the dotted line with Teen Mom. You're a nobody. You're nothing but a teen mom who needs money. Okay. And, you want the publicity. So you sign a contract with them. Once you sign that contract with them, bro, I don't care if you're 2 years in, 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in. You have a contract with them. And I'm sure that contract states that they have the right to film you anytime their little hearts desire. That was the exchange for the money you receive and signing the contract. They get to film you and your life at will. So it just makes me laugh that as every season progresses, what they try not to say on camera, and she's not even admitting to the producer that yes, she's pregnant, even though we just heard the conversation in a car. Listen, here's the bottom line, bro. If you want to pick your spots of what they can record and what they can't record, then opt out of the show.
Then she could have gone to the producer when they asked and go, listen, off the record, because we want to wait, because people are sometimes superstitious and they want to wait till at least they get a certain amount of time because you have miscarriages and things of that nature and some decisions to make. She could have went, listen, I'm pregnant, but I don't want it out there because I want to wait till I get past that danger period, because there is a period that most people don't tell you they're pregnant. She wasn't telling people she was pregnant, including her mother, until she was showing. Remember, they went to look at the land and she had a huge stomach. And she even lied to her mom, and I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. She knew she was pregnant for months and months. Those people that film that show, my God, they get abused so bad. I watched when I was watching, they had like a segment where people were going, get out, get the cameras out. I don't want to film. I don't want to film. You signed up for this. Nathan's mom shaving his back. And you're like, if you're doing that while they're there, shut the bathroom door if you don't want them to see that.
And there was even the scene when, and we saw this on TV too, but when Jenelle took all the cameras out of the car and hand the cameras over. It's real simple. Tell them you want to get out of the contract. Listen, I got to tell you something. MTV, it's business, it's money, and it's a franchise. I don't believe for 1 second. Okay, let's take somebody like Kailyn, for instance, who we know is struggling and going to rehab. Like, oh my God. I mean, the girl's got to get her life together. There's no doubt in my mind that if any cast member went to MTV and said, listen, it's enough. We've been doing this for so many years. I can't do it anymore. It's affecting me, mentally and physically, really, like, I just want out. Whatever we have to do. If I got to wrap up this season, whatever we have to do for my own sanity and the sake of my family, I need out of this contract. I don't believe for 1 second anybody at MTV is going to hold them to that contract, now, unless they're doing it because they got a gig somewhere else. I mean, of course, then MTV is going to put the kibosh on it. But if, as a shoot, they want to get away from this enough, they dedicated enough years of their life to this, I'm sure MTV would give them an out. But when you carry on and carry on and you carry on that, no, I'm going to take the cameras out of my car. You can't film this. I'm not pregnant. I'm not this. And you're living in that house you're living in that MTV bought, by the way.
Yeah,
you got to make up your mind, right? You're either an open book, which you agree to, or get out of your damn contract and don't take the paycheck anymore.
How ironic is it that they had their security guard marry them? It's almost like they knew something was going to go down, so he was right in the front row, ready to scrap, like he married them. And he seems like a nice guy. They always show him playing with the kids and stuff like that. But oh my God, the one part that got me, like I'm on my Jenelle portion right now. The one part that got me was when she tried to leave the reunion show without filming, and they just wanted her to film a quick segment. And she's like, I don't feel good. Jace wants to leave. She was making every excuse in the book. But here's the thing. They didn't want Jace to leave with her because she does not have custody of that child.
Right.
And here's David putting him in the car and we're going. And they tried to stop the car from driving away because basically you do not have custody right now. You cannot leave with that child. It is not your visitation time. So they had to call the police because she left with this child.
See, that's what I don't understand, because why is that in MTV's place? When the producer, the Morgan Freeman guy, David said this doesn't concern you. And he says, yes, it does concern. No, why does it concern you?
I guess because they're filming and they're filming. It's almost like if you tape a crime kind of a deal. Did you ever see people that tape a crime that end up getting in trouble?
Yes, that happened on Seinfeld. That happened to the Seinfeld crew.
Oh yeah, that was the last episode of Seinfeld. That was, what did they call that? The Good Samaritan law?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
But
anyway, yeah, that's a real life law, though. You can't tape a crime and not turn the tape over.
And here's another thing. Like, here's what MTV has to understand, Noel. And we used to say this all the time in wrestling, like especially, you know, WWE. It didn't matter. Here's what I used to say all the time as a writer. Okay, one player is not bigger than the entire game. How many huge stars have we seen leave the WWE that they're not going to go under because no one guy is bigger than the company? So that's why, you know, when Hogan leaves, you know, there's an Austin behind him, and then there's a Rock, and then there's a John Cena. One guy leaving is not going to take that company down. It's the same with MTV. You know, if she doesn't want to film, no problem. Jenelle, listen, let us inform you, you are in breach of your contract. If you don't film, we are going to get our attorneys involved, and this contract will be null and void. Real simple. It's real simple. You think because Jenelle Evans is no longer on the show that the franchise is going to go in the toilet? It's not. Find another girl. But that's the problem. They let these immature girls, they let them hold all the cards. So
they hold court in that place for sure.
They're dictating policy to freaking MTV. It's ass freaking backwards.
It's ridiculous. And you know, when coming from the wrestling business, like we know, like if somebody holds you up for money or something like that, they go, "All right, you have a great day. There's another guy over here that's in your spot. Here you go. You don't have to worry about a thing. We have the next guy." And Jenelle thinks that she holds the cards. But oh my God, she's just the last few days, the things I have seen, heard, and witnessed with my own eyes. I can't believe that these are adult human beings with children raising the next generation. If there's a rocket to Mars, I'm out. Like that is the funny thing, Janelle, that you say that. Janelle, I'm calling you Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
That's the funniest thing, because here's the deal. We can go back to the very beginning of each and every one of these girls, and we can see who has changed and matured and who hasn't. Yeah, and Jenelle is one. My God, I mean, she has not matured one iota. Now, granted, you know, she's got the 3 kids and the whole 9 yards, but the way she carries herself and the way she conducts herself, she has not freaking matured one iota.
No, she's the same as she was, and she speaks the same. You can even tell some of the other girls matured by the way they speak. Like they don't sound like teenagers anymore. She still speaks as a child.
Yeah, she calls up her husband dude and the whole 9, her mother dude. All right, let's move on, because I got to tell you, here's who I want to move on to. Who's what's it? Kailyn, is that her name?
Which one are you thinking of?
You know, the one with Javi and all that. What's her name?
Kailyn. Yeah.
Can I tell you something? This is a God honest shoot. The more I watch her, I don't. And she made the comment at one point, you know, I'm more hated than Farrah. The more and more and more I watch her, I don't know if she is a worse mom than Farrah. She may be the worst mom of the bunch. You know, let's face it. 3 kids from 3 baby daddies. You know she's not done. You know she's absolutely not done. And think about the complications in her life with the more kids that she brings in her life. Think about having to explain to your kids how you're older. Well, you know, Joe's your dad and Javi's your dad and this one's your dad and that one's your dad. And then having one of the little kids turn around to you and say, "Mom, why are there so many dads?" And you got to make that explanation. This girl,
it's ridiculous.
I can't put my finger on the right freaking adjective with her. But my God, you know, Farrah's disrespectful, but at least Farrah, she's only got the 1 kid. And Michael said this. She never had another baby. She's only got Sophia. You know, she's trying her hand at businesses and all this stuff. But man, I am telling you, to bring kid after kid after kid into your life when your life is so freaking unstable, is so selfish and so irresponsible, it's not even funny.
I'm going to drop a bomb right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to drop a bomb. Are you ready for this?
Holy crap. She's pregnant again.
No, this is a huge thing. Remember, I'm saying rumor. I didn't come up with this. We are not responsible for anything that is said currently. I had a stroke. All right. So Jenelle and Kailyn were kind of going at it. Kailyn said that Jenelle had like a white trash wedding and it was a shit show. So Jenelle said, that's real funny that you said that, because you told me and my mother during the reunion show that you were leaving Javi because you wanted to have a black baby and Javi's Puerto Rican. And they went at it. Well, somebody kind of dug into Lux, the new baby daddy. And apparently he is into men. His whole Instagram is him liking like different pictures of guys kissing and guys doing this and guys doing that. Because, once somebody says something, you got all them teen mom detectives that go out there and they get that stuff and then they send it to me. So I see it right away. So, I mean, it was his Instagram and they had all these things of the things he liked and whatever. And he doesn't see her and he doesn't see the kid. So Jenelle was like, yeah, isn't that real funny that you wanted to do that? And you divorced Javi. And then all of a sudden you have this black child. So now you got what you wanted. And even on the reunion show, she goes, I don't like white guys. Yeah. Like she just clearly stated and confirmed what Jenelle said. And now this guy's nowhere to be seen, but she had the baby.
So this girl, I mean, let's face it. Okay. With all due respect, this girl's not right in the head. I mean, and listen, we know the situation with her and her mother. We know, you're a victim of your own environment. I get that. And I understand that now. Okay. But now you are an adult. Now you got 3 kids from 3 babies that you need help. You need to go to therapy. You need to sit down with somebody. You need to start being and acting like a rational adult because, screw your sake. Okay, but you got 3 freaking kids now that you are responsible for that are looking to freaking you. There comes a point in your life where you've got to go to that next level of freaking maturity.
Here's maturity that we can talk about, and it's not a mom, but it's a dad. Joe is her oldest son's father. He and his wife have a daughter. V and him have a daughter. They have a home that they live in. They do their thing. They mentioned in a reunion special, and they covered this on the recap, that V thought that he should go for 50-50 custody. And you know what? I don't disagree with that. In fact, I think maybe he should just go, okay, you can see Isaac every other weekend, maybe, because this is a mess. And when she broke up with Javi, that kid was devastated because he called him dad too, because he was around since he was a baby. He doesn't know any different. He has 2 dads. So then all of a sudden, Javi can't come in this house. Javi can't do this. Javi can't do that. And he's going, why can't you just get along? If I was Joe, I'd be at court flexing some muscles going, look at this shit show over here. Yeah. I want my son to be in my family. Here's my wife. Here's his sister. We're a family. He can visit. Joe was the one that said, hey, listen, buddy, Javi can visit you. He could come to our house. He can, he's the one trying to make it right. How is that fair to Joe that she can just run a shit show, sit at home and do her podcast and drink her coffee and do nothing else? She's got a degree she ain't doing shit with. She's doing MTV with. She's got 4 billion dogs in that house because they all have a ton of dogs. In fact, at the reunion show, she goes, oh, I have a puppy waiting for me in my room. She got another puppy while she was at the reunion show and was bringing it home. Dude, puppies and babies aren't replacements for what this girl needs. Yeah. They are not.
Yeah. And it's funny because here's the thing, like a big part, here's how she's so messed up in the head. It's real simple. A big part of following her and a big part of her story was always chasing that degree. And I'm going back to school and I'm going to get my degree and I'm doing my project and I'm doing this and I'm going to get my degree. And then we saw her walk and then we saw her get a degree. Meanwhile, she willingly, purposely, and openly it has 3 different kids from 3 different freaking dads. So you've got 3 kids at home now. You've given birth to 3 kids with 3 different dads. So you've got to be the main parent. But on the other side, you're working your way through school. Like pick a side. Pick a side. You're either going to be a career woman and you're going to go to school. And if that's the choice you're going to make, that's fine. Why do you keep having more of these freaking kids, man?
Like if she had another baby with Javi and she was still going to school, they're a family. They're being and you support your spouse. But if your goal is to get through school, which she did, props to her, that's great. But if your goal is to get through school, why aren't you on the depot shot? Why aren't you taking the pill? Why aren't you doing something to prevent that? If it's a family situation, she wasn't even divorced from Javi and she was pregnant with this guy's baby. And Javi called her out on it and she tried to make him the heel. Oh, you know what I found funny? You know what I totally popped for? When they had the clip of the reunion show when Javi went to go see Brianna and she was pregnant, but he still was like, well, you got my number.
Yeah.
I was like, huge pop. I'm like, look at you. When that baby pops out, you're on that shit. There's another one. Everybody on the show kind of like, you know, hid their reaction or kayfabe their reaction to like the new girl coming on the show, except Kail. Everybody else was like, I don't have a comment. Even Jenelle, I don't really have a comment. Chelsea laughed because she like, what does she care? There's another person on the show. Nobody really said anything. But Kail is like, oh, she's probably my replacement because I'm the most hated person. You think she didn't know in her head that Javi and Brie were hooking up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was after the fact. And she only wanted to say something. Oh, she's my replacement because MTV don't like me. Maybe if you didn't throw the cameras out of the house or shut the lights off on the producer and Joe while they're sitting in your kitchen. You remember that episode?
Well, you know, like I said, if MTV allows that to go on, I mean, they have contracts with these girls. They've got these girls over a barrel. And at some point, you know, business is business and you got to freaking drop the hammer. And if they don't want to film, hey, you breach of the contract. We'll move on to the next girl.
They do it to Farrah. They do it to Farrah, but they don't do it to these other girls. Like the more I watch, the more I'm like, you know what? They want that reaction out of Farrah. So they do that shit to her, but they'll let Jenelle get away with it. They'll let Kail get away with it. But the second Farrah says, I'm done with the cameras today, or you're in my way, or you're being disrespectful, they snap right back at her. You're rude to the staff. How are you going to say that when you're not going to say that over here? That doesn't seem right to me. They just want to wind her up because they love that she's the heel. Yeah. So they purposely wind her up. Also, Barb giving Leah dating advice was the best.
Yeah.
I love Barb. I could sit and watch seasons of Barb. It broke my heart when she found out on the internet that Jenelle got married and she wasn't invited to the wedding.
Yeah.
And she was crying and she was like, you guys lied to me. You knew about it. And they were hugging her. She was devastated. Treat your mom better. She raised your child when you were out running around doing Lord knows what with Kiefer. Like, get your shit together. Like, really? Show your mom some respect. You got one mom on this planet Earth. One mom. They don't last forever. You got one of them. When you show disrespect like that to your mother who took the time to raise your child so you could smoke weed and do heroin and hang out with your buddy Kiefer, then you know what? Get your shit together. She still don't have her shit together. She's living on the land.
Yeah.
Get out
there
of here.
Wasn't too much. Who was that talking to Barb again? What's her face?
Leah. There wasn't too much about her.
There wasn't too much Leah. There really wasn't too much Chelsea. I don't know if there's anything. The most interesting thing with Chelsea was when they went to talk to the lunatic. What's his face?
The lunatic?
Yeah, her husband, the first day baby daddy was his Adam. That was the only thing that kind of popped me, you know.
Yeah, Adam is he is Adam von Duschenheimer.
But, hey, listen,
he is the biggest douche
but you know what? Let me tell you something. As much of a Duschenheimer as he is, I don't think that guy ever had any freaking problem with keep your freaking money. I don't want to be on the show. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't think he had a problem whatsoever with ever walking away from that money.
No, he didn't. But you know what? Most of the time he was there, he was on heroin. So I mean, he got.
But I just love the fact that, like, you know, literally he set up the time for the producer to meet him there. She shows up and he drives away. He's basically saying right there, like, I don't give an F if you void my contract.
He
I
made
mean,
special arrangements too. You never show me with my daughter. When we did that sleepover in the gym, you never showed me. We're here. We're going to show you. All right, I have her Saturday. Be there, be square. And they're like, he's leaving. I'm calling him. I'm like, dude, don't even call him. Let him drive off into this. Put like a graphic of a sunset. Let him drive his big balls truck right off into the sunset and kiss him goodbye. Randy says he doesn't think that he's coming back to the show at all. He thinks that.
I don't think he's coming. I don't think.
Doesn't want to deal with that.
I don't think you're gonna see him anymore. Yeah.
No, but he is what a douche. What a douche. Like, seriously, like, he really thinks he's like the greatest thing going. He's got that Nathan syndrome where they get all jacked up and then they think they're God's gift. And bro, Adam, let it go. The hair is gone. That little skinny, little gimmick animal. Or that, that road warrior animal hairdo that he's got going on. Dude, you're going bald. Embrace it. My husband's bald. Bald is beautiful.
Bald is
Embrace
beautiful.
it.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful head of hair, Vince. Like,
look at me.
Gorgeous head of hair. My God, you're like a hairdresser's dream. Beautiful. You have better hair than me. Beautiful. See, look at that.
Beautiful. All right, so is that it for this episode? I don't think there's really. Did we really miss anything? I said, you know who I respected. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Here's what I respected, because I remember Roseanne Barr used to do this all the freaking time, and that's why I used to respect Roseanne Barr. You know how? Oh my God! Let's use the Kardashians as an example. Kylie could not be filmed for the last 8 months because she was pregnant, and Kim with all the selfies, and I mean, they are so self-enamored with themselves, and
they love themselves.
They love themselves. And I mean, my guy Kim had the book of 365 days of selfies. I mean, they literally don't listen.
They're like this all the time.
Right. Yeah, of course. Listen, of course, a lot of it is about money. I understand that. But don't tell me the other part isn't. You are just freaking totally in love with yourself. Okay, bro? And you're just in love with yourself. What I used to love about Roseanne Noel was every time Roseanne got the opportunity, for whatever reason, on her own show to put her body in like a bathing suit, or or leotards or whatever, she would do it immediately. And because she's a comedian, she was making fun of herself, and it was funny. We were all in on the joke, and it was funny. She didn't give a rat's ass about how she looked.
Her and Jackie at that health spa. Do you remember the episode where they got her in
I loved Roseanne for doing that. There was not 1 ounce of vanity in her body, man. You know who I love too? I love Bree's sister. Half naked, falling on the floor, the boobs hanging out. She knows she's overweight. She's saying she's overweight. She doesn't care if anybody sees. I love that. I love embracing who you are. F everybody. This is who I am. I thought that was absolutely.
I even have that written down in my thing, man. She had that pile of clothes, and she's like,
"Oh, that was tremendous." And you know what we didn't talk about, and I don't want to. It's not that I'm making fun of this, but this is again where a little bit of vanity, is concerned. I mean, listen, man, listen, Noah, I swear to God, I've had a cyst on my back since like 1999. I mean, for like years, 20 years, whatever. And I hate it, and I'm so subconscious of it, and I hate when people hug me because I'm afraid they'll touch it. And the guy that I go, who's a doctor that you go to that's all natural medicine and all that? What's that called?
Like a holistic.
Yeah, my holistic guy. He said, Vince, if you knew how easy that thing would be to take out, like you'd be. But I don't do doctors. I know it's not coming out of me. The whole 9 yards. But I'm very.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, I get it. But did you see? What it must be a birthmark on Kale's chin when they were putting all that makeup on her?
Yeah, it did look like something she had here.
Oh yeah, she definitely has some. It's either I think it's a birthmark. I mean, it could have been a burn. I don't think it was a burn, but man, when they were applying that makeup, I've never seen that before.
You know what they call that when you have that on your face from birth? It's called a port wine stain. That's what
That's
that's
what it was.
called.
That's what it was. But now I've got to ask you this, Noel, you should know this. I mean, my God, this Kale, I mean, her and Farrah have to be 1-2 with the cosmetic surgeries. I mean,
That was my next thing I was going to say. Her face was so swollen looking in those shots from like injections in her cheeks.
Oh my God. But I wonder if cosmetic surgery could fix that wine stain gimmick.
No, they haven't found they can sometimes do things like they try to use laser light therapy to make it lighter.
Yeah.
But getting rid of a birthmark is hard.
Yeah.
And those ones are bad because they're like not like a regular like a tanny color. Like I have a birthmark on the top of my leg that's huge. Like it's my whole top of my leg. I was paranoid wearing shorts. The whole time I wrestled, I wore fishnets because I didn't want to be made fun of.
Yeah, that's
like
how I am.
Now I'm kind of just like, dude, I walk with a walker. I walk hunched over. I got a brace on my leg. If you don't like it, kiss my ass. Like but we talked about that before, like how your brain gets different. You accept different things.
Yeah,
man, I'm telling you, sometimes a stroke is a gift because I'll just come at somebody. But those birthmark things, it's so hard. And when you tan, they get darker and they burn fast because it's pigment affected.
Yeah,
I had my daughter had one on her chest when she was born, and the nurse said, oh, it'll go away, and it never went away, and it got bigger. So when she was 2, I had to take her to have surgery to have it removed because it was showing that it had cancer cells, like pre-cancer cells. She was only 2 years old. Wow. So they can cut them off in certain spots, but if you have it here, you're going to have a scar.
Yeah.
Ellie still has a line. She used to call it her tattoo. How cute is that?
Yeah.
She's good. This is my tattoo. That's what she thought it was. But when they removed it, she got upset because she says, they took my tattoo away. And I said, no, now you got a new one. And it was a little line. So it took a while. Yeah. But yeah, that's difficult to get rid of those birthmarks. But they have good makeup. Yeah. Honestly, these girls got to lay off this plastic surgery.
Yeah, it's great. But I love the sister stole the show for me, just collapsing on the floor best. In the pile of the clothes, half naked. I mean, I thought that was tremendous.
She does not hold her shit back either. She was like, "Oh, MTV coming back. Can I have a cute producer?" Like she didn't even leave it out.
Let me tell you something. No girls. I mean, I got to tell you, like no other girls on that show are gonna mess with Brianna because of the sister. Like the sis. Can you imagine if Farrah and Brianna were on the same show and they didn't get along? That freaking
it would
sister.
Get ugly.
She thinks she got it from Santa. You know what that sister would do to Farrah? Oh my God.
My sister always says there's when you see a little sister, there's always a crazy big sister behind. See, my sister's younger than me.
Yeah.
So like I'll go at anybody that goes at my sister. Like I'll go to town. I don't care. But in reverse, my sister will do the same thing for me. Sisters stick together like that. We're tight. My sister will stand up to Vito. If Vito says something, my sister will go right up and be like, "What did you say?" Like she does not hold back.
Yeah.
Does not hold back. Love
All right,
that.
so let's go to the news because I think that's it for the clip gimmick. Tell me what's going on.
Crap.
Yeah, that's a waste of time. It was better than Raw though, thank God.
Oh, well, anything's better than Raw. Oh, you know what my favorite part was of the clip show, other than the Brianna sister, because that was my favorite part too. When Jenelle was walking with her wedding dress in the woods and she had it bunched all the way up to her crotch and she had flip-flops and she was marching. That was like the epitome of we're at a white trash wedding. I'm going to roll my shit up. And she had a bathing suit. They didn't even show that scene. They had a pool party after the wedding, like as part of the reception. She's in a bathing suit and a veil.
And the thing too that popped me that was so freaking ironic and so hysterical was there's big tough He-Man steroid pump workout dope Nathan. Okay, hit this big tough guy Nathan. I'm a bodybuilder and I do all these contests and I'm gonna pump myself up with steroids. His freaking mother shaving his back and those 2 freaking producers just freaking cracking up behind his back.
Oh my God. And he's in the car with his mom. He's in the car with his mom. And he's like, Mom, you can't make fun of me when the cameras are here because then everybody else will make fun of me. So you have to say nice things. I'm like, dude, really? Like your mom can't break your balls? Like if I was his mom, I'd be like, really? Like your hair's fucking stupid. Oh, I said the F word. I'm sorry. Okay. Your hair is stupid. Yeah. And I would just keep going. I'd break his chops so bad. Yeah. Can we please go to the issue I have with somebody on Team Mom?
Well, go save that for last. Do we have any other news first? Any other gossip news?
So you want a good promo then for the end?
Like save that for the end. Save that for the end. Let's cover the news now.
Okay, so here's our rumors. Everybody's favorite part of the show is the rumors. Brianna was planning to have Stella, and she never was going to put her up for adoption. She did it for the cameras. One of the Teen Mom fans went back into her Facebook and her Twitter account. Since 2016, she has been saying she is going to have another baby. She is going to have a baby. She wants to have twin boys. For my birthday, I'm going to ask my bae to give me a baby. Over and over again, she asked for a baby. She planned this baby out and got on MTV. So fans went at her when she was like, I didn't plan on getting pregnant and I chose not to give her up for adoption. She was never going to give her up for adoption. She always planned on getting pregnant. It was always in the cards. And they had the screenshots. Yeah. And it wasn't just one, it was dozens and dozens of
that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all because they needed to bring another girl on the show. They needed a storyline. And that does not surprise me at all.
No, I wasn't shocked. So that was news number one. News number two is our favorite couch potato, Amber. Andrew revealed the name of the baby and the due date. Just like, here you go, guys. This is what's going to happen. Make sure you're all at the hospital to watch. They're going to name the baby James, which thank God they're not going to name it something like Apple Tree or Orchard or Whimsical or something stupid. Bunhead. Did you see my bunhead comparison?
I love the bunheads. Yes, I saw the bunheads.
Amber is my new Tanya Harding for Teen Mom. They're one and the same because she blames everybody but herself, just like Tanya Harding. So that's what we're going to go with.
What's the when's the due date?
May 13th. So collectively, the internet went back into their heads and were counting to see if this is Matt's baby or not. Now, I don't know. If any of you people out there, our dear and loving brand family, would like to figure that out because I don't do so good with the numbers.
Yeah. Listen, she wasn't.
Something ain't right.
there was a long time her and Matt weren't getting along. I don't think for a second. Yeah.
I don't know. Other things people were saying was they think that maybe Andrew and her hooked up while they were on that boot camp show.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That's totally possible because if he was trying to get on her segments and follow her and there's downtime and they're talking and Matt was pissed that he's walking off, maybe something happened there that didn't get picked up on. So this might have been going on longer than the rest of us know. But he just blurts out the date, May 13th. Apparently it's Mother's Day and one day before Amber's actual birthday. So that was like his point he was making. So the baby's name is James. Thank you for not choosing something stupid.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Thank you so much. The other thing that I have here is well, it's got to do with Jenelle, and this is kind of a big, old, complicated mess that came out last night. Jenelle's friend Tori, the one you saw in the special that was tossed from the wedding, and Jenelle went at it online. Jenelle, I guess, has been saving all this up until they actually showed this scene where she got thrown out of the wedding. Jenelle said, hey, come back, but you got to leave him at home because he's wasted and his language is terrible in front of the little kids. So you're going to have to leave him at home, but come back to the wedding. You're my best friend. Well, she never came back. So Jenelle decided that this was a good time to bury her publicly, except Jenelle has a lot of people that know way too much about her. Way too many people. So Cortland came out, and that's her ex, and said that Jenelle used to call her and call him and say, is it okay if Tori and I hook up sexually? And if he said no, she would have a fit and do it anyway. Well, then all of the other exes started coming forward and say, yeah, that's the truth. She used to call me when I wasn't there and ask if she could hook up with Tori sexually. So apparently, while she's having babies and having multiple baby daddies, she's having sex with Tori too. And she calls.
I'm not surprised at that at all.
Yeah, so it really hit the fan where all these and Cortland's like, I was never on MTV. I have nothing to gain from this. I don't have a contract. The only thing I was on was the X thing because they came to me and asked me. He says, it's the truth. Everything Nathan says, everything everybody else says is true, is that she was hooking up with her best friend on a regular basis. She would call and say, is it okay? Like it was okay. I'm sorry. If you're sleeping with someone else while you're in a relationship and you're not in like a polyamorous relationship or any of those things, you're cheating, whether you're calling and telling them you're doing it or not. Man or woman, you're cheating on your significant other.
So has she addressed this?
Not that I have seen yet, but she just keeps making little snide jokes and oh, you guys know me so well. Hey, Jenelle, guess what? They do. They slept with you. They know you pretty well. Yeah, these girls don't realize how well these men know her and have proof of her stuff because she was on MTV. They save messages, the messages pop out, they save pictures, the pictures come out. You've got to be careful when you're on television what you do and who you let into your world.
Not surprised at all. What else?
No, I'm not shocked. I think that's the end of the rumors just because everything like the Brie Javi shit show situation with Javi going down when Brie had surgery and him and Kale, that's all a mess. But the fact that I know that Brianna was never going to put that baby up for adoption and fabricated that for the cameras makes me question that whole deal. And Kale was hinting about having another show. So I'm wondering if all this back and forth between Javi and Brie and Kale and Javi and Kale getting back together and Javi going with Brie with surgery isn't a work for another show.
Yeah,
I'm starting to question it. I don't think it's good. Did you see any of Farrah's lingerie line that she just put out?
I might have saw something online, I think.
People don't hate me, but I'm into that kind of stuff. Like you always see, I'm always wearing robes and kimonos and things like that. Oh my God. It's like a modern version of old Hollywood. It's gorgeous stuff. It's beautiful. It's like really black, like classy lingerie, but it meets like sometimes this is open and I love it. I was talking to Michael last night and, I told him, I said, hey, I'm going to put it over on the show because I like it so much. And I said, if Farrah wants to come on and promote it, I said, the door's open because I think that is it's gorgeous lingerie. It's beautiful. It's one of the better businesses I've seen her become a part of is that because it fits her character.
Is it her business or is she just putting her name to it?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure. I know they're saying it's Farrah's line, but I don't know. I know a lot of times when they give celebrities line, they have a hand in designing what goes up and that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's possible she designed it and is teaming with another company, but oh my God, it's beautiful. It's really well done. It's coming out at the right time around Valentine's Day. Smart business move. Smart. It's better than toys and all that other stuff. You sell like a pretty piece of lingerie. Women want it because it's pretty. Men want to see it because it's sexy. It's Valentine's Day. Guys buy stuff for their women. Perfect time to come out. Perfect time.
All right. What do you got to say now? Go ahead. I've been waiting the whole show.
I know.
I'm gonna sit back and let you go. Go ahead.
Since you've never seen me cut a promo before, correct? Because I wasn't.
I'm gonna hold on. I want to stop. I'm gonna start my clock. I'm gonna time how long your promo is. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Go.
I have something to say directly to Mrs. Santa Claus, Debra Danielsen. You think you are so cute and funny, sending me little stupid messages like nope with little exclamation points, then going on another Teen Mom site because you won't do actual interviews like this, that like Michael came out, and Michael has the balls to come out and put everything on the table, except you don't want to do that. You want to do these little interviews on the side. You want to say, oh, these are the people that get it right. I love you so much. Well, that was a shot at me, baby. And that's fine. You want to take a shot at me? I've had everybody in the world take a shot at me. Come at me full on. I invited you on the show. You ignored me. You ignored my messages. You act like you're better than me. Sweetheart, I just started Twitter, and my numbers might not be, as high as other people, but do your research. Google me. Come at me. I don't Google myself. I let people like you Google me so you can find out who the hell you're talking to. That's number one. Number two, how dare you promote a book by saying you had a traumatic cancer diagnosis? You didn't have any traumatic cancer anything. You had polyps that were removed. Guess what? So does everybody else. A traumatic cancer scare to sell a book. How dare you? You're the scum of the earth. My grandfather died from pancreatic, colon, gallbladder cancer, and you're going to come out there and then use your father's death to sell your book on top of it. Oh, well, he had cancer and passed away. That's not your traumatic diagnosis. That's your father's traumatic diagnosis. If you would have said that was the situation, that would have been one thing. And guess what? I don't play on people's sympathies to get people to watch my show or play the book. A year ago to the day, I had a massive stroke. I could not walk. I could not talk. I could not swallow food. I still can't see. I'm still in therapy. Do you see me promote Teen Mom by going, oh, I had a traumatic, massive stroke. Watch Spilling the Teen Mom Tea. No, I stand on what I do. I stand on what the brand does. I stand on what Podcast One does. We built this. I don't stand on medical crises that I make up in my head. So if you want to keep thinking you're cute and keep tweeting back at me little cute things, you're going to find out how cute I am. Because guess what? Michael, 100% right about you. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Teen Mom sites, you want to take little things going, oh, we did a 2-hour interview with Michael and it's great. Guess what? We did it first. Sweep up the crumbs, baby. I don't leave much behind. We covered all bases. So Debra, you got what you think you got. Deb OG, meet Noel OG. Come on the show. Square up. Let's hear what you have to say. Don't cry cancer to me that you didn't have. You had polyps. Everybody in the world has polyps. My mom had polyps. You see me crying about it? No. I had a polyp in my gallbladder. They took it out. I was at the gym the next week. Are you serious? Get yourself together. You're a 60-year-old white woman with no rhythm that thinks she's a celebrity, that thinks she's a rapper, that uses her daughters. You're using your daughter Ashley now to get on another show. Pathetic. I don't want to see you work out. I don't want to see you rap. I don't want to see you and Santa Claus make beer. I don't want to see you and Santa Claus make maple syrup. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do, but you ain't going to go on Twitter and take a shot at me. Realize I used to be the queen of the cat fight. It's still in there. You got the balls? Come on this show and tell me about it. End of promo.
3 minutes and 35 seconds. Straight promo, 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
How did I not work for WWE?
Anybody looking to make a name for themselves in the wrestling business, even if you're currently on the WWE roster, Finn Balor, maybe you need to look at that promo by Noel. 3 minutes and 35 seconds nonstop. Noel, listen.
Take a second to think, my friends, and I mean every word I say.
Let me play devil's advocate. For a minute, okay?
Please.
Because I swear to God, I don't know what it is about me. Maybe I'm, how Vito is, and maybe I'm the same way. When push comes to shove, maybe I'm a big Italian sap. Okay, I can only imagine, because I know what I get. I can almost imagine the hatred that comes through Debra's social media on a minute basis. Forget hourly basis. Sure. Minute, non-freaking stop. Now let's be honest. It's all warranted. Okay, you put yourself out there. You've made it clear as day. I'm an egomaniac. You got all the this work freaking done. You're cutting rap videos. You're dressing, 40 years younger than you are. You've brought all this upon yourself. You created this outburst of hatred towards you. We didn't do, you've done that. Listen, we all sit here and watch Teen Mom. Okay, and through what we see, listen, whether freaking Teen Mom manages that or not, what we see, you can see at the end of the day the real people that come through. Okay, we don't. There's no problem with Chelsea. There's no problem with Macy. You know, you can see you've created this hatred that is now bestowed upon you. So because of that, Noel, and the constant defending she probably has to do on an hourly basis. Okay, now in her mind, now I'm going to play the sympathy card. I've got to do something to turn the freaking heat down. So now all of a sudden the polyps are life and death cancer and this, that, and the other thing. You know, listen, man. We all put ourselves in the position we're in. Don't ask us to now feel sorry for you because you portrayed yourself a certain way to the entire world. That's on you. That's not on us. I mean, you know, Noel, listen, we say this all the time. Take Debra, okay? Put her next to Ryan's mom. Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, like, serious. Like, are you kidding me? But, you know, I mean, they both were given the same opportunity. We're going to pay you a little bit of money. You're going to be on TV. And look at the way those two women come across. That it's all on her. She's created this. So don't ask us now at this point to feel sorry for you. You did this to you. We didn't do this to you.
No, she doesn't even tell her own story. She tells other people's stories. It tells Farrah's stories. All the pictures advertising this book are of her and Farrah. And Michael said she hasn't seen Farrah and Sophia in forever. Last time wedding with Sarah and Sophia before that. But every picture she puts out there is her and Farrah. She's feeding off of Farrah. Now she goes, oh, my daughter Ashley's going to be on this new show with me about working out. So now, because Farrah won't give you the time of day, now Ashley's good enough.
God, who is going to, who is going to,
she wouldn't even let that girl be the maid of honor at her wedding.
Who is gonna watch a show with her working at that turns my stomach just the mention of it.
I'm boycotting this show. I will, when it comes on, tweet out every time that I am boycotting this show. She thought she could be cute and take a little cute shot at me because we let Michael come on we invited him on to come on and tell his story. And he came on and he told his story. And we've offered the same to other people. If you choose not to come on, then just decline. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm involved in something right now, or I go through a certain press agent, or I do. That's fine. We're business people. We're not teeny bopper kids watching television. We're business oriented people. If you can't come on my show, fine. But don't take cute little cheap shots at me on Twitter and tweet them to me or do little things. Because you know what? That's not cool. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. And you better thank the Lord that he took me down with a stroke. Because if I was still walking, that inner Philly would come out in me. You just heard a little bit of it.
3 minutes and 35 seconds left.
I have some anger in there.
When is this book supposed to come out? Because reading excerpts of this book on this show is going to be gold.
I don't know. I have to find out. All I just see is that it's coming out and it's about her getting catfished. And yes, we're going to read some excerpts. I think that we should end every show with a quote from the book, so everybody can carry that on with their day about how Debra is a miserable freaking human being, that she's lucky that I don't destroy her further.
You know what's amazing to me? Here's what's amazing to me. Like what public, I mean, I'm assuming a publishing company is involved. For all I know, she could self-publish it. But if there's a publishing company involved, what kind of a publisher who buys this book, Noel? Seriously, like who buys this? Who buys this book? Seriously.
And then she has I've been catfished. So she's pulling another MTV show title into the title of her book to get it more attention. Nobody's buying this.
And who'd catfish her based on her pictures? Like, are you serious? Who the hell would catfish you based on your pictures?
Maybe an actual catfish.
Yeah, maybe an actual catfish.
She kind of looks like an actual catfish with the college.
Maybe
like
an
this right here.
Yeah. I see a picture of you online, honey. I'm running the other way. Last thing I'm doing is catfishing you, for crying out loud.
I always believed that. I believe this since I was a little kid, and I have some obscure views from when I was a child. Okay, but I always believed that people that are beautiful and they give you an attitude or an aura that's just disgusting, just a disgusting human being. As they age, it catches up with them, because I've seen people that have been beautiful people and they age like terribly.
Oh,
You ever go on Facebook and like somebody sends you a friend request from high school and they look terrible and you're like, that's what I thought. I do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I was always nice. I'm not always mean. I was always nice. I look younger than I am. My husband's nice. He looks younger than he is. We age well. Vince, you look great. You're a nice guy. Age, you have beautiful hair. She definitely has tried to cover up with that inner her coming out with the bags and the face and the
Noel, listen,
nostrils.
You gotta do a little research, because you're good at that. You get the dirt, you go to these websites, you know where to go. Here's what you gotta do. Here's what we gotta do. This will be freaking phenomenal. You gotta do research. You gotta dig up a high school photo of her. And it's out there. You
I know I can get it.
You gotta. I would love to see what this woman looked like in high school.
You know, I'll find it.
You gotta find it. You gotta find it. And we need, and the way you do all your graphics, we need to put the pictures next to each other.
This side, but you know what I'll do? I'll do the yearbook, the pre-surgery, the post-surgery.
That's a whole show right there. I mean,
that really is.
Examining the three phases of Debra would be freaking phenomenal.
You know, I listen, I know all about like hate for no reason. Okay. I definitely know about listen, yesterday, there's this guy that's been, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to give him the justification, but he's been bothering me and Vito for like the past few days now. He made up a fake account yesterday on Facebook to inbox me nasty stroke jokes to like take a shot at me. Okay. Whatever, bro. Whatever, like you're gonna make fun of me. Guess what? I sent that same gift to my kids when I had a stroke as a joke. You're not gonna take me out. I have thick skin. But here's the thing. I didn't earn that. That guy is one of those people that go, oh, you married the guy that wore the dress. Those people, I laugh at you.
Yeah.
I love it. That's funny.
Hey, you know what? Here's the bottom line. And I say this, bro. I am such a believer in this, Noel. And people, this is one of those sayings, like there's sayings that you say over and over again, but they really don't mean anything. This is a freaking saying that you cannot freaking escape. And I've seen it so much in our freaking business. Karma is a freaking bitch. And I got to tell you something.
Happens.
That's why I have no problem with the way people treat me and they diss me. WWE don't give me credit. And this one says that. And I have no problem with that, because I know karma is going to bite you in the ass. What you put out there is what you freaking get back. And you can't get around it. It's the freaking universe. Sooner or later, this will catch up with you. Look at the Debra.
Yeah.
Okay, everything she created and created and created and created. Oh, now I got to talk about I had polyps and that was cancer, so I can get people's sympathy. Listen, man, if you think about what you say first and what you do first, and you control your actions, you never have to worry about that.
Yeah, I think that doing that is probably the lowest thing I can think. You're feeding on people's sympathy, and then when they click on the article, there was nothing wrong with you. And it wasn't just one place. It was more than one place had that listed as the headline, which means she put that out there. She was the one that put that out there. Look who is on the show. I love his face. I actually asked him to stop by because I wanted to talk about something specific.
Look
Hi
at him.
guys, how's everything today?
You want earphones, Vito?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Can you hear okay?
I can hear good.
Hey, Noel, let me ask you this before we forget, and before I talk to Vito for a second. You can find that yearbook very easily because where is it that they were from? Nebraska? Where were they from again?
I think that's what he said, Nebraska.
I mean, where she had the house and everything. I mean, that's where she grew up. I mean, that's where she grew up. That's where she grew up. I guarantee you.
Yeah, all right, let me do something real quick because Vito has to do a thing. So I'm going to get him to jump on. All right, boys, now that I have you together, we were talking about your favorite teen mom, Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
He still says
how's
Sarah.
She doing? She doing all right?
She's great. He handed me the phone and there was a telemarketer the other day and he goes, Sarah's on the phone. And I'm like, what? He goes, from Teen Mom. And it was a recorded telemarketer. I'm like, you're a jerk. But now that I got you guys together, April 5th, Jersey Shore family reunion. Are we all in?
I got to write this down. April 5th, February, March. 5th. That's right around the corner. That's 2 months away, April 5th.
And that's why I brought Vito in because this is a Vito reality show. Are we in? Are we in, guys? Are we doing this thing?
I'm going to tell you this. I'm in. I'm all in. No doubt about it. But I'll tell you this right up front. I think it's going to be a huge letdown.
I think it is too, but that gives me more reason to shit on it.
That gives us more reason to talk some good stuff, look at some old film, get some knowledge on the Jersey Shore, refresh ourselves, and then let's go from there, guys. All right? I'm glad I could lend my assistance here. I'm glad I'm helping you guys out. Continue with your teen mom.
Look at the shape. Look at the shape this Vito Lagrasso's in. Look at him, huh?
I know. Do you like little thingy you do? Look at this.
Holy
look at the abs.
Shit. Wait, talk so I could see.
Talk. He said talk.
Can't believe it. It's me.
Holy
look
shit.
at that.
This
is what I take to bed.
53, right, Vito? Unbelievable, bro.
Hey, I've been doing it. I've been hitting it good in my diet. I've just been eating a lot of vegetables.
What did you mean by hitting it good?
Now, Noel, do I have to ask you? Then do I have to ask your permission or my wife's permission if me and Vito can fool around on the side? How's that work now?
No, it's okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, he's known you longer, so you're good. You don't have to do it,
Now, do I have to ask my wife's permission or is your permission enough?
I think my permission's enough. You can tell Amy I said that.
So Vince, we could do what we did before, so I can get a job at WCW, right?
Very nice.
Oh, I almost fell out of the chair.
I'll see you later, guys.
Take care.
Have a good interview, honey.
All right, Noel, tell everybody what's going on in your world. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Ow, Vito just hit me with my own walker.
Oh, my gosh.
Get out. This thing is heavy.
Wow, look at that. You got a nice, what's that, a metallic, like a red? I never seen a walker like that.
That's because it's me.
Yeah, look
I have a fancy walker. It's got a marble front.
Wow.
And then it's like a pinkish red color.
I never seen one like that.
A lot of people don't see this. This is what I walk around the house with, guys. This opens up, and then I walk with it.
Does it got the little? You know what I never understood with those things? How come with those things a lot of people put those tennis balls on the bottom?
Oh, it's supposed to make it slide better, but I have skis on mine. I have these little skis.
Oh, nice.
And you have to replace them because they wear through, like if I walk on the street or whatever. So I just replaced mine. In fact, that's what happened when I went to interview Randy and I was late, was the ski broke. And if the ski breaks, it leaves the open metal and it won't push. It hooks on the rug and stops.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. But that's my fancy walker, guys. It's pretty fancy. I got a fancy wheelchair too, but it's not in this room. I forgot what we were talking about.
Go ahead.
Vito hit me.
This is the promo part. You're going to tell me everything that's going on.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thursday night, we do our live show on YouTube called Back to Reality. I don't know when. People are probably going to see this after this airs, but it'll stay on there. We are going to have our contest winners on. That's this evening, but it'll still say on the Big Vito brand YouTube. So that's YouTube/the Big Vito brand. And they're the ones that dressed up like me and Vito. It's Kailyn and Eric, and they're going to come on and ask us questions and talk with us tonight. Vince, I'd like to have you on that show. if
When
you
is
would
that?
be willing. We do them live on Thursday at 8 p.m.
I do I go to Rocky Mountain Pro on Thursday night.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just have to do a special night for you because
Yeah.
I need you to set some things straight with Vito.
Yeah, I will
So
definitely
I'm
do
definitely
that.
gonna
But
have you.
yeah, Thursday night I go to work, but I'll definitely do that if it's another night.
Yeah, we'll switch nights for you. We'll do a very special night because we got to set Vito straight. You and I, we got to sit him down. He needs that. So we're gonna have that. Check out my website, Harlow Inc. Inc. is spelled INK.com. We got pictures, we got videos. People were asking for wrestling highlight videos, so we did a new one. So go there and check it out. It's up on the page. There's bigvito.com where we sell our merchandise, and he's got some memorabilia for sale that we switch in and out. On Twitter, I need Twitter followers, guys. These people for I have Twitter followers. Well, I'm new to Twitter. So I went from 300 last week to I'm over 800 now. So I need more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, give the address. Give the address again, because I know you got a new address.
I do have a new address. It's Reality T Spiller. So it's the word reality, T, and then Spiller. Well, that's me. And it'll come up, Noel Harlow LaGrasso. Please give me a follow. I put all the cool teen mom stuff up there. I put pictures. I put pictures of the bruiser. I put, videos, all different stuff up there. I'm working on opening an online store. The online store is Wrestling with Reality, and it's on Threadless.com. So we're going to be doing different things, little catchphrases, crazy things that come out of my mouth. Will be up on there. Some of Vito's stuff will be up on there, and that'll be our personal store. So that'll be coming at you soon. Again, YouTube, the Big Vito brand. I'm on Facebook at Noel Harlow LaGrasso. We have a group called Spilling the Teen Mom Tea on Facebook. If you want to interact with the fans, just jump on that group, and we'll be able to talk and share pictures and share jokes and all of that. So I think I covered everything.
Noah, how old are you again? 37, I think you said?
No, 39.
39. I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What music from today, like now, what music from today do you listen to? Who do you like right now?
Right now, I like Machine Gun Kelly. I like Cardi B. I like Sia.
Wow,
I like pretty much all rap.
Oh, that's all rap stuff, huh?
Yeah, I like a lot of rap music. V likes older rap. I like newer rap, but I listen to other things too. Like, I'm not music picky. I like Machine Gun Kelly because he combines rap with really nice hooks, like an Eminem deal. And right. I love that stuff. I love it. Plus, I listen to Disney all the time. So
I've never, ever I've never liked rap ever.
If I send you a Machine Gun Kelly song, will you listen to it?
Yeah. The only rap song I ever liked is when Blondie does Rapture. That's it.
Oh, I love Rapture. See, I love all music, but that's really kind of what I'm into.
I love all music. I swear I love all music too, but I mean, I literally, I swear to you, whether it's blues or jazz or country, whatever it is, freaking rap is like at the bottom. I will listen to country and Western music before I listen to rap. I never thought there was and this is my opinion, I never thought there was a talent to just speaking words.
I think of it as like poetry. And that's how I think about it. And plus, where I grew up was very urban. I went to a very urban high school. So those words kind of resonate with what I grew up with. Like, you could see when I cut that little promo there, like when I get excited, that urban-y way I speak comes out. I fight to try to not talk that way because Vito goes, "Oh, talk like a lady," blah blah blah. But that's how I was raised in that kind of community. So the things that I connected with growing up was like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and that kind of stuff. Spoke to me.
I couldn't name one rap song. I literally could not name one. Who was your favorite rapper growing up then?
Tupac. I still love Tupac. That's why Vito wears the Thug Life hat.
Yeah.
That because he gave me one because I love Tupac, and then he stole it, so I had to get another one. But yeah, you know what too? Biggie Smalls is another one. Notorious B.I.G. V loves him. They did a mix with him and Frank Sinatra. I will send it to you. The whole thing is on YouTube. So it's Frank Sinatra singing and Biggie rapping at the same time, and it's like beautiful. That's our beach music when we go down to like Cape May.
Yeah.
In a convertible, we put that on and we sing. But I like oldie stuff. Like you saw me and V sing Sonny and Cher. Like we have songs that we have together. My biggest all-time favorite music, hands down, because she's my hero, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Hero.
I'm a huge Cyndi Lauper fan from way back in the day, man.
I still have the vinyl for the She's So Unusual.
Oh, yeah.
I have the vinyl at the house.
I went to see her actually when she was doing the college circuit. I actually saw her at the University of Stony Brook when Girls Just Want to Have Fun just came out. I mean, she was playing freaking colleges. And oh my God, she's got an unbelievable freaking voice. Unbelievable.
I just absolutely love her. Like everything that I've kind of like patterned myself after in life was like Cyndi Lauper. Like when I was a kid, I used to wear the craziest clothes with crazy. And I have a picture of me, and it's my sister, my brother, my cousin, and our neighbor. And they're dressed like normal little 80s kids. And then here's me. I have on this visor this visor with a zebra print, a big ponytail out of the top. It looks like a waterfall out of the top. Yeah. I have on this striped shirt that's short in the front and long in the back. And I'm like, where did I come from? I am not from here. This place is strange and crazy to me. Like I definitely was different from birth.
You talk about somebody aging gracefully. She still looks freaking great.
Yeah, a few years ago, people were trying to say that she had chemical peels and stuff like that, but she has what is that disease? The skin disease.
Yeah, she's got a problem because she does that commercial now. She does that commercial. Yeah.
Everybody was shitting on her, like, look at her skin. No, she has very, very bad psoriasis, and that's a terrible thing. I worked for somebody that had it, and his skin would bleed, just bleed. It was horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible. Man, I felt super bad.
I saw a Deborah Harry Blondie concert like on TV, a recent one. She is freaking 70 years old, and her face is so smooth. And I mean, I don't know if she's had work or not, but it doesn't look like she had work. I mean, but oh my God, she's 70 years old and she still looked unfreaking believable.
I grew up with all that kind of music, Annie Lennox and like that kind of stuff. So I always I'm a really good singer. That was one of the things that happened to me when I had a stroke. I had lost my singing voice. I couldn't sing anymore. And I always sang, like we always did karaoke. Vito always asked me to sing stuff. The kids used to ask me to sing in the car because they liked it. And when I had the paralyzed left side of my throat, I wasn't able to sing anymore. And that was the thing. I couldn't walk. I couldn't see. I couldn't eat. But because I couldn't sing, I would cry every day. Vito took me to an amazing place that hooks us up there. Actually, one of our sponsors is the Salt Vault. It's a place in Parksburg, Pennsylvania, if you live outside of Philadelphia, but they have them in other places. And you sit in a room and it diffuses Himalayan salt into the air, into the room. The floor is salt. There's these big salt rocks. And then there's a machine that diffuses the salt into the room. So Vito took me there. One session, my voice started to come back. I mean, I talk with a hoarse voice. Like this voice I have isn't the voice I had after the stroke. Like I was hoarse all the time. It sounded terrible. After I was on my third session, I sang better than I could before the stroke.
And so what's that called? A salt, like a salt
vault. Salt vault. SALT vault. Like if anybody's watching and you're in the Philly area, if you go over to the Big Vito brand YouTube, we actually did a video with Princess Sarah in there because she has migraines and like I do and allergies. So we took her down one day. I said, let's film it so we can show people because it helped me so much. So we went in and we filmed the place so you can actually see what it's like. You sit in these chairs and they're the anti-gravity chairs. And you lean back and you sit in there for 30 minutes and you breathe the salt in and you come out and you feel completely different from when you went in.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a big vaporizer. It's amazing.
I got to check that out, the Salt Vault.
But yeah, loved it. Love the Salt Vault. Love the people at the Salt Vault. So if you're around here, Parkersburg, Pennsylvania, it's right on Route 30. Go hit the Salt Vault. Tell them Vito sent you. Tell them Noel sent you. You'll get a discount. They hook all of our fans up.
All right, everybody. And if you're listening to this show on YouTube or watching on YouTube, we will be back on our regular slot next Saturday on Podcast One. So find us there next week on Podcast One. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks to the Princess Noel. We will see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, everybody.
Bye.